Hello everyone, testing today again, and I'm going to continue telling you about Unity, Unity 2D, how to configure everything. Currently I'm in Unity 2D. Only difference is, by default, I've gone into startup applications, typed in the command. I'll explain about all of these later, but this particular one, I put in the command compiz space / replace. This will tell compiz to start up automatically every time that I log in. Yay for me. Why am I not using Unity 3D? Well, to be honest, Unity 3D is GPU accelerated. It is a compiz plugin. I really hope that they turn down all the requirements for it next release, because it is way too laggy for me. When my desktop has as much FPS as my laptop in trying to play a game at max settings, then you know there's a problem. Admittedly, video card is where both of my computers are lacking. So, continuing talk about Unity. I will explain about Unity 2D first, then getting on to things that, will affect pretty much all of your laptop. There's a simple GUI for configuring Unity in Ubuntu 11.10. There really aren't that many options here. Unfortunately, we can't move it to the bottom like we can Unity 3D or anything. But hey, at least you can do a few things. Again, links shall be in the description for this. 32-bit, 64-bit, clicking here. But if you're like me and it's blocked by your system administrator, you can go into Software Center and install this program called dconf, not gconf, it's called dconf. You go into canonical, Unity 2D, use OpenGL, that's not already clicked on. Expand that one and you go into launcher, hide mode, have it set to 2. See, you can do the exact same thing right here. 0 is to never hide, 1 is to auto hide, and 2 is until hide, which will dodge your windows. So that's how you configure Unity 2D. That's really all that you can do. So onward to the apps that will affect all your computer: Unity 3D, Unity 2D, and the other interfaces I will go over in the future. Probably starting tomorrow, since I'm trying to get this out by this week, because I will be very, very busy next week. So, which, by the way, I'm very flattered at how many views my previous video has gotten in just one day. How much support I've gotten from the forums and on YouTube. It is quite flattering. Thank you guys so much for it. So, why not start with those, guys? Over in the Ubuntu forums. Here. Linux Ratty, over here, he requested on my YouTube channel, but still, he requests for this top bar to be more usable. Well, like a favorites bar. Well, I recommend the next few videos I'll be talking about that. But Unity and Unity 2D, that's basically your favorite bar right there. So sorry. If you want more usability of the top bar though, you can get this thing, which I will explain about in a bit. Anyway, moving on, because again, don't have much time. Eric DP of the Ubuntu forums has a particular problem for Unity. Says he keeps 4 Firefox windows open at all times. Each one has a collection of tabs to get to certain websites. One has its Amazon stuff, one has its kids games, one has its personal tabs, and one has its wife tabs. In the old interface, they always landed in the same order at the bottom of the screen. Everybody knew how to click on the one they wanted, instantly bringing them up to the browser they wanted. Now they have to go to the left side of the screen, click on the Firefox icon, look in the 4 mini browser images to figure out which one they want. At best it will be an extra click, yes, but it gets worse. They're not always on the same order, they are ordered based on last use. My kids can't even figure out which browser now, and I always have to help them find it. Well, I recommend, again, one of the 3 user interfaces that I'll be talking about next video. Until then, if you still like Unity and still really want to use Unity, there is the option available, people. This is open source. Open source get a panel, we get a panel. Look at this, though it does still configure itself by last use, unfortunately. But hey, it's there. This is called Tint 2. Now it's one of the more configurable applications here in Linux. However, there's no easy way to do it. Well, actually there is now. Again, open source, people, open source. Tint Wizard. The link should be in the description for this. You just extract that, hit tintwizard.py, hit run, and you come up with a simple GUI. Well, not so simple, but I'll explain. Default that tint2rc is the one that you use by default, but by default it has that gone and that gone. It rounds it off like 96%. So, open that up. Go over to panel. Again, you can spend pretty much all day just going back and forth trying out different settings. I pretty much like the way it is right now, except I had to move this from 96 up to 100. That way it uses my whole desktop, and it actually looks like it kind of fits in there. I have also turned off the clock that it has. I'm thinking about putting a battery there, but once you're done, you can go up here and hit Save As. And I saved it as test.tint2rc. From then I went to the tint panel, and you see I've already gone over here, hit Add. Now by default it is in, after you press Ctrl H to show all your hidden files, it's over in not conky, I'll explain about that in a bit, .config tint2. Test.tint2rc is the one that we saved, and that's the one we're using. So, bottomed panel achieved, nice and simple. Link will be in the description for Tint Wizard. But what about viewing what everything looks like? Well, I recommend conky. However, while it is one of the more configurable things out there, as you can clearly see, it's actually very, very nice. And once you install it, you basically get pictures, you extract them over to .conky. If it's not already made, make one over in your home folder, and you take the .conky configuration and put that in your home folder, not in the .conky folder. You can then hit Alt F2, start up conky, and it'll appear right there. By default, it is an eyesore, I'm serious. But it is a little too complicated for you, and I happen to agree. Well, we are in Linux, so there is an easier way. Link shall be in the description for Conky Wizard. It's a nice, simple way to configure your conky however way you want it. And there will be instructions on how to get, like, temperature working. Link shall be in the description, though you find that through webupdate.org. Once you've finished, look at that. Look at how nice that looks. However, that's a little too big for you, and I kind of agree. You want something like this. That's called Syspeak. So, Syspeak over here. You can install that. Link shall be in the description. Syspeak. And to start it up, by every time you log in, you can go over here, hit sys, create a new one, name it Syspeak, and put in the same command, Syspeak. Alright, so we have that done. Now what about this thing that I've already showed you? This nice simple way to navigate about in Unity. Well, through all your programs at least. Again, this is Linux, and we have a classic menu. Link shall be in the description. To put that command in the startup applications to start it up every time that you log in. But what about navigation? That's another one that is around in the Ubuntu forums. People complain about it, and I agree. I would rather do this, Control-Alt-B, to go to my bookmarks, rather than going over here, and then clicking this, and then clicking this, and then clicking that. That's too many clicks for me, even though I use keyboard shortcuts. Well, luckily we have Genome Pi. Link shall be in the description for this. And for Mac users, well, yeah, for Mac users I recommend this, how to enable a mac-osx like natural scrolling in Ubuntu. Link shall be in the description for tutorial on that and everything. What else do I have here? Oh yes, if you want working screensavers and everything, link shall be in the description for that. We will install a whole ton of them that you can spend all day configuring on. If you want, like, the overlay scrollbars removed, it's in the same link in the description. And it has a whole bunch of other stuff that you can go about tweaking about. Alright. Can you still breathe? Good, because I think we have a few more if we haven't gone over our minutes already. But yes. I recommend also a program known as Plexi Desktop. Link shall be in the description to download this. And look at how beautiful this looks. Though you cannot remove widgets as of yet, you can always drag them to where you're not seen. They're not seen. They have a startup how-to right there. Double click, and they will be put into widgets. my dog, and that's actually a background that I made. I'm Thunderdude, if you didn't already know. The same one that made a tutorial on all the Windows game recorders way back when. I've basically taken over testing his account, wondering if anybody would notice. So, let you know, that's why I'm going to be so busy. I'm working on some special effects for a friend of mine. Yes. Oh yes, the update indicator. Link shall be in the description for that. To start it up every time that you log in, the command is over here. Update indicator. You got to type in /user/bin/update indicator. Being careful of the capital letters. Yes, we have gone from the basic Unity 2D or 3D, whichever one that you're using, to this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if this is not some awesome configuration, I don't know what is. Hello everyone, this is Testing 10, a poorly edited YouTube video editor, because I wanted to keep this all in 2 separate videos. But yes, there were a few things I forgot to go over, which I shall explain about those now. So, I was going to show you the LightDM manager, which will configure your login screen. But ever since last night, which is actually quite brilliant because this is open source, again I remind you. This is one of the reasons why I love Web Update. Check it daily. Anyway, they show how to get the latest Ubuntu tweak working. However, they say do not use it if you've installed the Unity bottom launcher. If you do, Unity will crash and you won't be able to log in. I haven't had that happen to me. It's probably because over in startup applications I have compiz. However, if you do log in and you just get a background, that's one of the reasons why I love GenomePy so much. You can press Ctrl-Alt-Space, pull up the menu, go to Accessories, go to your terminal, and type in Unity /replace or compiz /replace. And over in Ubuntu tweak is, apart from all these tweaks that you can do, the login settings, which after you unlock you can change your login picture. So that's one thing. Another thing is, after this loads up, I'm sorry, I don't know why this randomly crashed. How to get Emerald working. Just copy and paste both this whole line from the beginning to the end into the terminal, wait for it to finish, then copy and paste that in there. This will get Emerald working in your Ubuntu 11.10. Emerald is a theme manager. Once you've got it installed, got your own theme that you want, then you hit Alt F2 and type in Emerald -- replace. You can also go to your compiz config settings manager and tell it to start up in there right under window decoration. Replace this command with Emerald -- replace. You might want to back that up though, just in case. You never know. Okay, so we have that done. And finally, I forgot to tell you about the Unity lenses available. This is open source. People have made lenses for it, one of which, the more popular ones, include the Unity Bliss lens. They will affect both Unity 3D and 2D. Unity Bliss brings out more of a classic type menu. However, I found that it sometimes crashes in Unity 2D. It does the work, but it does crash in between clicks, and I really prefer this thing. But hey, links shall be in the description for that, and of course, since this is open source, it's not the only one, as you can probably tell in this guy's setup here. So yeah, do some searching around. Link shall be in the description for this one though, as well as for the Emerald and for Ubuntu tweak. But yes, that's actually it. We have now officially finished, and as a final thank you for watching, type in GKSU Nautilus, type in your password, and I'm going to show you how to change the icon of your Unity dash. And if there's any program source out there, maybe you guys could make a simple GUI for doing this thing. You will want to back up your things just in case, you never know. I've done it in the root's home, but anyways, it's over in /user share Unity 4. This is where you put any image that you want, just make sure that it's scaled down to 54 by 54. Rename it launcher _ or whatever you call that thing, BFB, and make sure it's .png. If it's too big, Unity won't recognize it. If it's too small, well, it'll be too small. But that's how you do that. So that's it. We have now officially completed Unity, though again, remember this is open source. Hopefully I've got the ball rolling enough, or however you want to put that for you. I hope I've really helped you out. But again, Unity is not your only choice, and I'll be starting to record about that right now.